She was meant to be part of a lie, a fake image of purity sold to a billionaire. But what he didn't know was that she would become his biggest truth and his deepest passion. They called her Elena, just another maid, just another face. But behind closed doors, she was being trained for a role. A group of desperate investors needed to win the trust of Adrian Vale, the ruthless billionaire known for his obsession with image, integrity, and purity. The plan was simple: introduce Elena as someone untouched by greed or corruption, make him believe she was perfect, close the deal, walk away. Only Elena wasn't prepared for him. Adrian's penthouse was intimidating. Glass walls, city skyline, and Adrian himself tall, sharp-eyed, every movement calculated. When Elena entered, balancing a tray of coffee, his gaze swept over her. "You're new," he said. "Yes, sir," she replied softly. "Not many last here." His voice was low, testing. "I'm not like the others," she said, holding his stare a moment too long. Something flickered in his eyes. He didn't believe her, but he was curious. Days turned into weeks. Elena kept her distance, but Adrian noticed things. She never looked at him like the others did, no fear, no hunger for wealth. And yet, he caught her watching him when he thought he wasn't looking. One night, after a long business meeting, he found her on the balcony, staring at the skyline. "You don't strike me as someone who just serves coffee," he said. She smiled faintly. "And you don't strike me as someone who trusts easily." His chest tightened. She was right. Adrian began inviting her into conversations, asking her opinions, even trusting her with small tasks. The investors were thrilled. Their plan was working. But Elena, she started to hate it. She wasn't supposed to feel this. Every laugh, every lingering look, it wasn't part of the job. And then came the night of the charity gala. Elena walked in wearing a simple black dress. Adrian couldn't look away. Throughout the evening, he found excuses to be near her. On the terrace, away from the crowd, he spoke in a voice softer than she'd ever heard. "Tell me something true, Elena, just one thing that no one else knows." Her heart pounded. She was supposed to lie, but the words slipped out. "I wasn't supposed to meet you, and I wish I never had, because now leaving will destroy me." Before she could think, his hand was on her cheek. His lips hovered dangerously close. "This doesn't feel like purity," he whispered, and then he kissed her. The investor's plan was nearly complete. The contract was days away, but Adrian wasn't thinking about deals anymore, and Elena wasn't thinking about lies. The problem? Adrian was about to discover everything. He pieced it together slowly, like a predator assessing its prey. Each of Elena's quirks, the slight tilt of her head, the way she held his gaze, the books she read, the music she played, all of it was designed to appeal to him. To what end, he didn't know, but he intended to find out. Adrian confronted Elena. In the privacy of his office, he laid out his deductions. To his surprise, Elena didn't deny it. She was evasive at first, but under Adrian's piercing stare, she crumbled. She told him about the investors, about their plan, about how she was just a pawn. Adrian felt a surge of anger, not at Elena, but at himself. He'd been played, manipulated by a woman he'd barely known. But amidst the betrayal, something unexpected happened. Adrian found himself envying the investors. How they'd known him so well, how they predicted his reactions, even how they'd chosen Elena. It was a level of understanding he'd never experienced. And in that moment, he made a decision. He wouldn't let them walk away with their money, not when he had something Elena didn't. Adrian confronted the investors. Using their own tactics against them, he turned the tables, exposing their scheme and taking their money. But his victory was short-lived. As he watched Elena leave, he realized he'd lost something far more valuable than money her. The worst part, he knew exactly what he had to do to get it back. Adrian tracked Elena to a small, unassuming apartment. Rain lashed against the windows as he knocked on the door. When she opened it, her face pale and eyes wary, he stepped in. The apartment was Spartan, a stark contrast to his own penthouse. Seeing the hurt and confusion on Elena's face, Adrian felt a pang of regret. He hadn't meant to hurt her. "I came to apologize," he said, his voice hoarse. "I didn't mean to put you in that situation." Elena shook her head, tears glistening in her eyes. "No, you didn't. And I wouldn't change it. Because in that moment, I knew I loved you." Before Adrian could respond, she pressed her lips against his, silencing him. When they pulled away, she looked at him, her eyes filled with determination. "Don't ever try to buy me again," she said softly. "But if you want to buy me dinner, I'll be waiting." Adrian smiled, relief washing over him. Maybe he couldn't have her trust, not yet. But he had a feeling that with time and patience, he could earn it.